Hey guys, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. You are joining us for Speechless Season 1 finale. It's episode 23, CA Camp. The whole family takes JJ to camp. Stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at AFTERBUZZ TV. School's out for summer and the show's out for summer. I'm sad. This is the finale. Thanks for joining us week after week, guys. We are here to go over our last episode. I'm kind of sad. Before we get into it, let's introduce our nice, full, robust panel that we have at the end of our season. It's been up and down. We missed Tara, who joined us in the beginning of the season. And yeah, we're gonna round it out and end it off. B, if you want to tell them where to find you.
You guys can find me at bphipps14 on Twitter and Instagram, bphipps1214 on Snapchat.
And I'm Paige at Paige Kellybach on Twitter and Instagram.
Hi, I'm Taylor. You can find me on Twitter at Elphaba_Anne or on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
Awesome. And I'm Susannah Kim. You guys can find me at Susanna_Kim, SUSANNAH_KIM. I'm sad, you guys.
I was so excited though that this was the song that they played because this was my graduation song.
Really?
Yeah, you know, like when they say like, and I present the class of this was what we chose.
Nice.
Our class to play. I think like every year before us was Good Riddance Time of Your Life by Green Day.
Ah, so you guys
Like,
switched it up?
Yeah, there was like a 10-year of Green Day and then us.
I wonder what it is now. You should see if they stuck with your class.
I don't think so. I think after us it was like Kelly Clarkson's like Breakaway.
Oh, that's a little sad.
Yeah, I got depressing so fast.
Yeah, I don't remember my graduation, so.
Well, to speak of Elphaba, we also played a song from the
For Good.
For Good.
That's
was sung live at our graduation.
Crushing.
The best goodbye song.
It is.
Oh, we should have played that tonight. But yeah.
Oh, that would have been really
right?
Really
So
sad.
it's sad that the season is over, but there is good news. I think we all heard season 2. Yay! Speechless got picked up for a second season. I saw it on tvline.com, and I think
Yeah, I saw it on. There's a great website called ismyshowcanceled.com that's pretty on top of it.
there we go. Yeah. And we've been watching the ratings over the season, and they were kind of. It was hard to tell because in the beginning of the season it started off really well and
yeah, I mean,
really
I think a
strong.
lot of shows do that too, though, because like so many shows nowadays, like the trailer for the show is like the first episode,
Right.
So you kind of already know what you're getting. So then after that, people kind of fall in or fall like. So I think it's common to kind of like do this a little bit, but then when the season came back in January, I think it kind of steadily just went up.
Yeah.
Didn't they release the pilot online early too? Yeah,
Yes.
so that always kind of
I remember
affects
watching
things,
it.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it beforehand, before coming here and watching. I was like, oh yes, and then we got here and we were like, oh well, that was pretty much what we saw in like the previews and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was nice kind of seeing this last episode begin the way the whole season began. You know,
yeah.
we got a few reminders of like the speeding.
Kenneth and Choir still makes me so happy.
Yeah.
You mean JJ?
Yeah, right.
JJ and Choir.
JJ singing is
Yeah,
great.
JJ's singing is amazing.
But yeah, and yeah, I thought it was a nice like reminder and kind of like put us right back into the situation that we were in, like rushing to school.
It was also
right?
just a nice thing. Like I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but it was like nice, to have it be like throughout the entire season we've had our ups and downs within this family and stuff and fights but at the end of the day, it's your family's always there for you, which is what like this entire episode was and what this entire season was. So.
Yeah,
I
it was
love it.
beautiful.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I just love it when shows go like full circle like that. I love
Exactly.
it when they bookend like with situations that kind of like parallel.
I
each
always
other.
love when shows bookend too, because just in case they're
Right.
no,
And
you can
that's
never
what I was
trust the
worried
networks
about.
nowadays. Like I never know. Sometimes like you love a show and it gets canceled and then it doesn't end. Heroes.
right.
And then you're just
Exactly.
left open ended and then
You're just sitting there.
so
And there have been, like,
I'd rather
toxic
unless
strikes
you're
lately,
100%
so.
sure, just always end it on like a note that you can
Yeah.
end on, just in case.
That's true. But yeah, had we not heard about season 2 being renewed, I would have been like, oh, were you guys just trying to make
I
that
would've
full
been
circle
uncertain
on
after that
purpose?
one.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm glad that season 2 is back. We had a few things going on this episode. I like that we got the physical therapist back. I don't remember her. I mean, I remember her being kind of like wacky, but she was extra odd.
You don't remember the whole episode with her and Ray where she makes Ray do the physical therapy?
She's an odd one, always.
I just liked her hitting on Kenneth. I was like,
that was new. So that was definitely new. It was like almost romantic, but it.
I mean, he
didn't
wasn't
seem
that
like
into it.
Yeah.
Romantic on one side.
Don't think I'm gonna count on that for the next season, right?
But he still pursued it.
A little bit,
right?
Yeah. I don't know if it was just too
might,
hard for him to say
but he
no.
didn't seem like he was that distraught when he had to cancel
right.
on it.
He was pretty excited to get an excuse to
Help
get out
his
of
friend move. Like
yeah.
he seemed a little ashamed almost of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a love interest for Kenneth in season 2 though, and I feel like
We thought that about the principal.
That's what we wanted.
But then someone in our comments said that she has a wedding ring on her finger.
Yes.
And I was like, but what if that's
But we
just the actual
felt
actress's
something.
wedding ring
Or
and
what
she
if
forgot to
she's
take
like-
it off?
Yeah.
Maybe she
Divorced
just
or
likes to
holding
wear it
on.
there. Yeah, there you
Promise
go.
ring.
Widowed.
that
She
for
could be
her.
widowed. We don't know. So we'll see.
Tons of
She's
stories.
a little quirky. There
Yeah.
could be a there
Maybe
could be a
she's,
story.
just buys herself a ring to make herself feel better. I don't know.
We are a panel of hopeless romantics, though, because I feel like we've been wanting love for all of these.
everyone. We're always like, and then I'd love to see this happen for this person.
All of them.
And there's nothing wrong with being a hopeless romantic.
It's true. Well, getting into that, we have Ray kind of having some action going on in this episode. Well, he starts off very typical Ray, very like right. I mean, very
He was
shameless.
so excited that he got turned down by everyone.
Yeah.
It's so
So
funny.
Ray.
His like blatant disregard for what everyone was saying and
Yeah.
what they meant. He was like, she also just wants to be friends. Like,
I
His
mean,
sense of awareness
at least
is
he
just-
has like this good attitude towards it.
yeah, no, that's true. Life would be
That's
a lot
one way to
harder
look
if
at
he
it.
didn't.
Yeah, he'd just be like the emo kid in the back. He'd grow his hair out over his eye.
Right, but that was, I mean, that's kind of the theme of season 1 for Ray. I feel like he's been, trying to make moves on this girl and that girl, and nothing really worked out. He was a
Yeah.
little awkward in all the situations, right?
The thing about Ray is that Ray is a nice guy. He just, sometimes the nice guys, especially in high school, come in
Yeah.
last. Like it's sad.
So true.
And he
But-
tries so hard,
Those are the guys though that later on are gonna have like the great job and the family and the wife though, while the other guys are just sitting
Yeah.
at the bar forever.
Or working
With
at
a beer
like
belly.
7-Eleven. Still dating the high school cheerleader.
Losing all their
right.
hair.
Yeah.
Those are the guys I date, guys, by the way. Just kidding.
So if anyone's
kidding.
looking,
Sorry,
If you,
my type,
if
clearly.
if this is you can reach Susannah.
Right, at Susannah_Kim.
She's available all summer long.
So sad and true. But anyways, he does meet a cute girl while he's trying too hard. So I like that he, even with his like, he was trying to do like a mysterious cool guy facade, right?
Oh my god,
And
he was doing the extra.
Yeah, and luckily it didn't turn her away.
He was doing the most. He
It
was
worked
doing
on
the-
Taylor, and she is cute.
well, it did turn her away. She was like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
report you.
She shut it down for a second. Yeah.
It's a little, maybe that works in some occasions, but like, do you work here? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Do I?
Do
Are
I?
you gonna murder me?
It's like,
Right?
you're the creepiest person here. Like, you need to go.
Right?
I need to tell security.
But it was cute, and they were able to kind of relate on, opening the chair, and her brother also uses the same chair. So I thought that was sweet, and I love
And
that.
I love that. Yeah, I
No,
think
go.
you're gonna say it too.
No, yeah,
but
yeah.
Orange
What?
County.
Yeah, they're gonna come back. So this has to be back in season 2, right? Why would they?
Yeah, I mean,
That's a tease.
and it's fair. It's fair to say that they both live there and don't know each other because Orange County is a very large area.
Very
Right.
true. Yeah.
LA is not a small city.
And
for
it's
those
such
of
a
you that don't
specific
live here, I've
camp.
never been here.
Right. Such a specific camp that would make sense for people, all over the country to go to this one camp. So yeah, totally.
But those
makes
are
sense.
those are like good. That's like one example of a good thing this episode that kind of makes you want to tune in for season 2 is you're
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
is she gonna come back? Are they gonna be pen pal boyfriend and girlfriend?
I love that. Like,
Wanna
you're not
know.
I want them to
texting,
come
like-
back in the first episode, and because like it most likely will be like the last day of camp in the first
Yeah.
episode. And I just
Right.
want to have all of her letters. Maybe it'll be like 3.
Exactly.
He'll just
We
be
have
like
Ray's
holding on
letters.
to. He'll bring it to camp with him. And be like, I got your letters.
So cute.
It
So
would
we'll
be
see
so
how that
Ray.
goes.
And oh my god, watching the end. All I could think of was John when he was here last week saying that Ray gets the most action on this set.
I
Like,
know, well,
he does. He kisses a
does.
lot of girls.
I really
He's
didn't think
making
it was gonna
moves.
work out. When it was going into it, I was like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Something's
And then
gonna
it
happen.
happened, and I was like,
Yeah, I know. I kind of thought something like funny would happen, but no, they gave him that nice little moment.
That's what the show's done with him all season. Is
Yeah.
like, no.
First
Take it away.
break, like,
Yeah.
In all 23 episodes.
So
like,
true.
It's your moment to shine.
Right? And she's so
The
cute.
one time Ray was cool.
And she's like she's pretty like normal compared to the one the hippie girl and
the fairy dream girl, whatever. Pixie,
so
Manic Dream
yes. So I'm into her. I'm rooting for Taylor and Ray. We're gonna ship that next season.
I also like
if it
that they have
happens.
something in common. You know, because she said her brother was in a wheelchair. We don't know what's going on with the rest of her family, but it'd be kind of cool if they had some sort of like similarities so they could combine a little bit.
Yeah, and then for us to maybe meet her brother. Maybe, you know, next season they are in Orange County. We could have like family, friends of family.
It'll be like a mirrored family, but opposite.
And they're like
awesome.
perfect.
And they're
and
so
organized.
not DiMeo. Oh yes, this is what we're wanting. So, we're just like planning out season 2 right now.
Look, writers, listen up.
I think we're just so excited that it's coming back now. We can really like, you know, go there. All right, so we have a couple other things going on. We got Jimmy. Man, what was going on with Jimmy? Jimmy and Dylan were trying to make their own little vacation.
Well, because they spent all the money on camp that they couldn't afford an actual vacation for the family, so their vacation was a layover in Miami airport.
I like that it was just 2 of them.
Well, I mean, it does make sense. Like, you know, we've had moments of Jimmy and the boys, but Jimmy seems to connect the most with Dylan.
And Dylan is always down. Like, she's really supportive of that. And if you think of all the activities that they've had that are just DiMeo, she's always the one that's down. I kind of love that about her character. She's just like such a team player.
Yeah, and they have very similar like sense of comedy, I would say, or like, you know, yeah. Just thinking back on when they first moved into the neighborhood and they're trashing like the neighbor's house and stuff, like that's Dylan.
I'm just picturing any other person in the world like saying, we're gonna have a vacation at the Miami airport.
Score.
Yes. And I'm like, I can't think of one person that would be excited
right?
about
And
that.
quoting Will Smith to make their point.
No, kind of quoting Will Smith.
Kind of barely
Not
quoting,
even knowing
yeah.
the song. In my head, I was singing the rest of the song.
Right. We should have picked that song too. That's another song we could have gone with.
We'll just do it in the middle. Getting jiggy with it. Let's pull it up right now.
Right?
Just do a musical episode.
Yeah, there you go.
It'll just be us singing terribly and dancing. I host a Broadway show. I'm not necessarily a singer.
But we had the speech that Jimmy made at the end with Dylan was so sweet. I love the way he was kind of putting it. What was he saying? Something about like trying to push a rock up a huge crap
hill.
Hill of
crap.
Suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Hill of Suck.
Yeah. A fun
Loved
rock up a
that.
hill of suck or something.
And it's so true because it's so very, like we say it all the time, it's so a DiMeo, you know, for things to happen to them or for them to end up in like a unlikely, unfortunate sort of situation, but they make the best of it, you know? And Jimmy, we've seen him do that over and over this season.
He is innately positive. They need him.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to be as positive as
No.
in most situations. I would be
Definitely
like, well, yep, this sucks. Let's just all just sit here and be sad and depressed because our vacation sucks.
One thing I really like about the show is how, like, realistically they do depict, like, the fact that they are, like, struggling financially. I feel like in a lot of sitcoms, like, you know, Friends has, like, this lavish apartment, which is just isn't realistic.
Yeah.
And, like, this family, like, you can tell that even with, like, the props. Like, the continuity is so good. Like, the tape on, like, the laptop and, like, the wall is still not painted over from, like, episode 4.
love that.
Like, I love that
It's so true. You're
That's
so
ongoing.
right. You're so right in that there's so much film and television that, like, has
It's
people in
sustained.
certain levels of job and has amazing apartments.
Yeah.
It's really true.
And it's so easy that way. Yeah.
It makes you as a kid be like, oh, look at my life's gonna be like that one day. And then you like grow up and you're like, oh,
It's
I
really
can't afford
realistic.
that.
You're right, yeah. But yeah, you're true. I really like the homie set. The show, have you guys watched The Middle? The Middle's like that too.
Yeah.
That set is so like kitschy and homey, but it's like that's how people grew up really, you know?
Yeah.
It's not always polished and perfect. So anyways, what else do we have going on? We got
JJ being a brat.
JJ. Yeah, jerk JJ. So
I love
That
that
started-
Big Whoop was associated with that sort of JJ.
Right.
Like he's like, oh, it's Big Whoop JJ.
and that's his
I was
classic
like-
thing.
I love that that's like the word he throws out.
Well, I love that they showed this though. I love that because like, you know, special needs kids are just like every other kid. Like,
Yes.
and that's important to know. Like JJ can get in a funk and be upset about leaving his family and use this like brattiness as a push off so he can. That's what we all do as teenagers, right?
Right, he's
I'm
a
sure I
teenage
did
kid.
that.
I like
Yeah.
how the tension, like, continued through the whole episode, too. Because I know we've had, like, some tension, like, in the past, but I feel like it's been resolved, like, fairly quickly.
Right.
And so I like that this, like, took a little bit longer. Like, I know that's something we were talking about, is how, like, the situation seemed to be a little shorter. And I like how they drew this out a little bit more.
Yeah, and it took Maya a second to figure out exactly why he was acting that way, you know? Because he did just start acting like a jerk for no reason.
He had some witty comebacks though. Like he thinks wittier than I've ever thought.
I love
Like-
when JJ's witty.
Like what did he say to Dylan? Like I made something this morning too, but I had the courtesy to flush. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, was so great when Jimmy was like, "Did you hire writers?"
Yes. He has such good
Technically,
lines.
yes.
Yeah, right.
Technically, but yeah.
So he was picking fights and then causing a bit of a gap with him and Maya, which we've seen definitely before in the season, where Maya sort of gets rejected in a way, or sort of accused of being too,
Yeah, which she is.
what do they call that?
Clingy?
Smothering? Yeah. Not a mother, but a smother. Yeah, so they had their little tiff. And I like that in the end, it wasn't so much that she had to think of a reason that she had to go back, but she just needed it for herself.
I love that she's like, I did this for myself, and then JJ's all like, I'm glad you're, and she's like, I'm here for you.
Yeah, right, yeah. Immediately turns it.
Immediately flips the switch again.
Wasn't for me.
Right.
I'm fine.
You need me.
And of course she choppers in. I like how it is a season finale, so they're gonna go big.
It was funny. I thought she was gonna be on a horse or something.
Yeah,
something
true.
unfortunate, like the helicopter. I was like, no.
I was ready for it
But the
though.
creepiest part of the episode, them pulling away and Kenneth just being there. Right in the middle of them.
Yes.
I know. But also, okay, weird plot part of this whole episode that kind of just stuck with me for a while, and I was like, I don't understand why that happened.
I think I know what you're saying.
The bath
Oh.
thing with Kenneth.
Oh
and
no,
his
because
Hawaiian outfit.
before he's always talked about how much he loves baths.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
think he only has a shower maybe at his apartment.
I was wondering why he wanted to stay there, because I remember
Yeah, I
his
was
apartment
like-
being pretty nice, and the DiMeo's house is not like
Yeah.
we said.
You know, there's some,
very
like, I
polished.
babysat, there's some houses maybe I would want to stay at if I was babysitting for the DiMeos.
Yeah,
I don't
very
think
true.
I'd want to go back to their house.
Exactly.
I could avoid it.
It's not exactly a resort, I would say.
Okay, what was your
Yeah.
plot thing then?
No, that was it. Yeah.
Oh, that was it?
Where he
That
shows
was your
up and
plot
is
line?
wanting to stay at the DiMeos. I was like, why?
Oh, okay.
Why would you? But then I didn't realize
still
the bath thing. That makes sense.
Want him to redo their front yard. He's a gardener.
True. We've kind of forgotten about the gardener
I
thing.
have put it so far in the back of my mind. I didn't
In the
think
beginning
about
of
it
this
until you said
season, when
it.
they announced he was a gardener, I was like, he's gonna redo their front yard for them and make it nice, and then it just never
It's the
happened.
same. Not much has changed with that house since we've moved in, I think.
That's what I want. That's what I would have wanted. Like them to go away for all of them to go away for the summer, and then someone to just fix up their house, and they come back and it's all nice, but then they hate it.
Yeah.
Right?
They're like, what? Like only Ray likes it.
And then the
What
next
did you
week,
do?
it's the same. It goes back to just being trashed.
Dylan
for
and
that
Jimmy.
one episode,
Right?
and like them sitting on like it's a comfortable couch. They're just like, oh, it's just too.
It's just not done.
Nice. Everything's
It's not
too
us.
nice. It works.
Right? So I think that's pretty much it. I think we did quite a few predictions for the next season. So any final thoughts?
I don't know if they were predictions as much as just like things we want.
That we really want to happen, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, like we've said this whole season, it's hard to tell what's going to happen with the show
these
because they
writers
just throw
like
things
to,
at us.
They like to keep you guessing. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
totally.
I really do.
But yeah, any final thoughts for the first season before we leave off?
I'm really excited, and I think one thing is they had continuity to this episode, to the
Yes.
season finale, and I kind of really hope that we see that in the second season. And when John was here, he did suggest
Yeah,
that
we did.
everything would actually start making sense and we get answers. So I would be really excited if that happened in the second season, and if
Absolutely.
things started to make sense. And I also think the show would get like a really large following when things become like a real storyline.
Yeah,
You
just
know?
like the Big Bang Theory. I always relate
Yeah.
back to Big Bang Theory because I see so much similarity between
It's
them.
really true.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited.
Not just because John was also on Big Bang Theory.
That he was. So they're exactly the same.
Right. And he was great here, by the way. I loved having him in studio.
We hope to get more guests in.
Yeah.
We are
Yes.
going to.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
straight at the
saying.
camera.
We'll be back.
Listen.
Yeah. Y'all.
Please come. I also just want to let people know that our network did cover, Paley Fest had a Speechless panel discussion, and we covered the red carpet for it. So if you go to AfterBuzz TV, you can look up those interviews. I think we got the entire cast, so they're great, and especially Micah's is really great. So go and check those out.
I want to check those out.
Yeah, definitely.
sounds
I was going to
awesome.
mention that last week, but we started talking so
I know,
much
we-
with John. I
know.
didn't even see the time going. I was like, oh my gosh, when is the next show
But yeah,
starting?
if you go to AfterBuzz TV, you just put in Speechless Paley Fest AfterBuzz TV. Like you should find all of them.
Awesome. Yeah, so you guys definitely check that out. That sounds like gold. But yeah, I can't wait for next season. And I think that's it. Hopefully we'll all be back next season for this panel.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
lots of guests. We
And
can have
lots of
John back.
Yes.
Just join
Hilarious.
the
Yeah,
panel.
he's a part
He
of the
is so
family.
funny.
I'll sit on the
Right
couch
here.
with it.
Yeah, in the middle. All right, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for joining us week after week. Please take a second to like our video and like us on iTunes. And I think
let us know what you guys want from next season.
definitely.
Yeah.
Put down in the comments. We'd love
Tweet
to see
us,
that.
comment us. And yeah, until next season, tell us where they can find you, Taylor.
Yeah, again, I'm Taylor Gates. You can find me on Twitter at Elphaba_Anne and on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
And I'm Paige Bach, and you can find me at Paige Kelly Bach on Instagram and Twitter.
And you guys can find me at bphipps14 on Twitter and Instagram, bphipps1214 on Snapchat, and on Sundays at 3 p.m. on Popcorn Talk Network for my Broadway Breakdown show. This week we're covering Hair, the film.
Such a good one.
That's a really good one.
Right? And you guys can find me at Susannah_Kim, SUSANNAH_KIM. And we're covering the last episode of Scorpion in just a little bit, so you can stick around for that on AfterBuzz. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next season. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.